you so much, Beth. I so appreciate you being on here. For those that are going to be watching this, my name is Nani Gonzalez. My company's More Consulting Services, but also you will see Nani G as we are branding a variety of different things. But part of the reason for this podcast is to get to know our PWN members, get to know people that are involved with PWN and supporting women and kind of moving forward. So for this afternoon, our guest is Beth Cook. Beth, tell us a little bit about yourself and the company you're representing.
Hey, Nani. I know I caught you at the beginning there saying how much I liked your beanie, but I love it. I live in my beanies in the wintertime, so I absolutely think it's adorable. Um, um, my name is Beth Cook, and I am the Member Relations Advisor with Retail Alliance for the Peninsula and Northern Neck areas. And in a nutshell, we educate, advocate, and offer products and services to local retailers. We mainly work with a lot of brick and mortar retail. I service about 8 cities. I do work with a couple people on the South Side, but we also have a South Side Member Relations Advisor as well. So, and we've expanded a little bit out to the Northern Neck. We added Kilmarnock within the last year. So
Got
it's
quite a big area. My gosh. Quite a big area from one end to another. I know we've known each other for a couple of years, met me on one side. Then you saw that I opened the office in Gloucester or Hayes area. So that's really good. So tell me, what gravitated or brought you to work to Retail Alliance?
It's really funny that you said that. So I actually used to work with adults with disabilities. I was mainly a social worker. So I work in a lot of different industries, teaching adults with disabilities how to do their jobs, meaning training them in different areas. So I worked a lot in the operation side of different kinds of businesses, everything from fast food to retail to a school cafeteria. When the state cut back $1.7 million from the budget, I want to say that was back in 2015. My hours actually went down to, I think, like 28 hours. And so at that point, for me, being a single woman, needing to make an income for myself, I applied to Retail Alliance. And I heard about Retail Alliance actually through my father, who had been a member of Retail Alliance, I think, since like 2000. I don't know, anywhere from 2005 to 2008, he was a member, sometime around there. And he said, "You should apply to Retail Alliance." And I replied saying, "What is that?"
Wow.
So, yeah. And so he explained, and I applied for one of the jobs. And actually, that's not the job I got. I got this job. So I applied for a different job, and they'd already filled, I think, that position. And then they had another position, they filled that. And so the day that I went in to interview, their member relations advisor on the peninsula had just resigned that
Wow.
morning. And when I was interviewed, the person said that they thought I would do really well in this role.
Mhm.
And it was pretty similar to my last job in that I did a lot of field work, talking to businesses to get adults with disabilities hired, working with businesses, and then also doing administrative work and working on my own, working independently. And being motivated to work independently. Not everybody can do that. Some people need the structure.
Sure, sure. So obviously, you have a passion for helping individuals and moving forward with their disabilities and kind of still being a part of everything else. That being said, what do you think is some of the challenges you have faced in trying to help those individuals and blend in with retail?
So the challenges that were faced back when I was in that career, honestly, was getting them hired in particular jobs, and also finding out what industry was going to work best for them and how they were going to be successful, and then also helping them to modify the tasks. So,
Mhm.
you needed to make sure you were placing them in the right industry, one that they were going to thrive in, and then also modifying those tasks to make sure that they could accomplish the job without you. Because it was called a job coach. So I did a job, I was a job coach. So that was the challenge. And then when you faded out, making sure that again, they could accomplish the tasks without you being there.
Sure.
It was amazing. At the same time, you in the job, it's so funny. I was just talking to one of my nonprofits about this week that also
Mhm.
works with adults with disabilities. So we were
Mhm.
just talking about the challenges of being a job coach, like what that looked like. And you always wondered as a job coach, once you faded out, if they were going to be able to get those job tasks accomplished without you being there, and that you successfully did your job to help them the best of your ability.
Right, right. So I can imagine that same passion that you had in doing that, you've brought it over to Retail Alliance, because I know every time I've talked to you, you're so excited about the different programs and the different things. So what are some of the things that as a company or as a business joining Retail Alliance, they can benefit from the organization?
Thank you for asking that. I appreciate it. I love how you transitioned into that, because it is, I do have a huge passion for working and helping people in general. And so, Retail Alliance can benefit a brick and mortar retail business in many different ways. Again, I always tell people our top thing that we do is education. And in that education, we have our crops program, our certificate in retail operations, which is a 14-week online program that a either new entrepreneur or a current business owner can walk through. And it takes you through the different steps on, again, how to be a successful brick and mortar retail business owner. Everything from loss prevention to setting up a marketing plan to golly, you actually write a business plan throughout the entire course, a budget. You would be surprised on how many business owners do not have a budget, and I already know you know that from the field of work you're in. So
I
I don't
was
even,
about
I
to
saw your
say,
face.
I'm one of those that will know that and know the answer to that question.
Yeah. So I mean, so you like here we have an 8-year business owner that maybe doesn't have a budget, and so they take you through that in this course. They take you through retail math. And then at the very end of this course, you've got this business plan. You've gotten all these tools to be able to be a successful brick and mortar retailer. But say like you're a new entrepreneur that's just kind of figuring out exactly what it is you want to do. We had someone that took our course last year that had this plan, and they're like, you know what? I think I need to go back and kind of figure some stuff out with this plan. And they even did a presentation at the end, a PowerPoint presentation, went before the panel. We call it a minnow bucket instead of a shark tank. It's not as aggressive. And so we had someone that went through the whole course and decided, you know what? I really need to go back and kind of figure this out a little bit more. And that's actually what the course was designed to do.
Right.
So it's pretty incredible that I actually audited the course last year because I wanted to
Oh.
see what they were doing in the course. So yes, I had to take the quizzes. I did good on most of them. I'm just gonna say that. I just didn't do the presentation at the end or build the business plan because
Sure.
it would have taken me 10 times more work to figure out exactly what I was going to do when I want to help businesses, not necessarily have my own business. So
Sure. But at the same time, how can you recommend something if you're not even sure what they're getting into?
that's right.
So that's great and ideal to have audited the program, kind of gone through it yourself. So as you're discussing it with someone else, you'll see where it can be, a benefit to them. So we definitely want to make sure that individuals that are looking for assistance, how easy is it to join Retail Alliance? Besides reaching out to you, is there another way they can join?
So they can get on our website and they
Mhm.
can go to where it says membership, and they can click on membership application, and they fill out their information. They fill out the application and it comes directly to us. And then I will be contacting them at that point. They can also fill out, we have a little informational contact section in our website. So if they're not sure if they want to join, but they want some more information, they can fill out the little contact, and then one of us will reach out as well. So it's really neat. And again, it was so much fun. The crops program was a lot of fun, and I was able to take a lot of things away to help out my retailers currently.
Well,
So
good.
yeah, it was
Well,
awesome.
good. So tell me a little bit more, Beth. What's your involvement with PWN?
So okay, well, I'm just getting started.
I
So
know.
we just joined. You would not believe how all of our associations and stuff kind of connect.
Hmm.
So, there's a bunch of PWN members that are part of Retail Alliance,
Hmm.
and wonderful people, wonderful women. And they just always talk about PWN all the time. And
Hmm.
so I actually met with, if it's okay to say,
Yeah.
Debbie Leanne Portraits, Debbie Jones. She owns Debbie
Hmm.
Leanne Portraits. And I met with Nicole, who's your current president, and we just got it started. They said, "Hey, you want to join?" And we just had a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm actually signed up. I signed up for my first event to go to the luncheon on January the 28th, and I also signed up for your card making in March.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, I love how you guys have sent out the, hey, are you going to come to the event, or you're not able to? Unfortunately, I'm not able to make it to the wine one, which would have been amazing. I was super bummed about that.
Don't worry about it. I think there's like two more already getting lined up. Don't worry about it. Stay connected to Nicole. She'll keep you up to date.
Yeah. So I believe me, I wanted to go to that one. It just,
Yeah.
when you work in so many cities and you partner with a lot of different organizations, you can only go to so many different
Right.
events. So
Right.
even though you want to go to all of them.
No, no, no. I get it. I get it. Believe me. One of the nice things about PWN, for those of you that are watching that are not part of PWN, you want to make sure you get that profile done. So, Beth, you need to get your profile done. You need to make sure you're in the system. You need to make sure that you have gone through all the motions, because that's how you start getting the email reminders about events, the registrations about the event. Hey, have you thought about XYZ? You also have access to the calendar. And one of the biggest things that we're really pushing is for us to use our directory, because you would be surprised how many of us are in there. And if you're looking for a seamstress, or you're looking for an accountant, or you're looking for whatever you might be looking for, we have a variety of ladies in our directory that can definitely be there for support and a point of contact. So circling back, PWN is a phenomenal program. For those that are watching, PW has been around since 1979. It's Peninsula Women's Network. And it's a great organization, been with them for several years. And I can attribute to my growth, part of the growth of my business, due to my affiliation with PWN. So I definitely love it all the way. And I do also enjoy being able to be part of a team and part of a group. So let's talk before our time runs out. What is women empowerment to you? What does that mean when you hear about women being empowered?
So that women being empowered, or women empowerment, to me, it's funny when I think of that, I think of how women have evolved, how we've evolved in our gender, how we, our parents are well, my parents are baby boomers. Not everybody's parents are baby boomers, but how I look back at, my parents' parents, and how at that time, women really weren't in the the working field as much. They were in certain industries, and how we've evolved so much into, you've got women that are our moms, have their own careers, have their own businesses, have multiple businesses, have oh my gosh, have a corporation, So to me, it just means how much we've evolved as a gender into our roles in the career world. That's what I think of it as.
Yeah.
So
No. Well, good. Yeah, women empowerment comes in a variety of different forms, and I agree. My aunt was one of those. I was all about women's lib and empowerment and kind of growth. And overall, that is what our mission is as part of PWN. So, Beth, if people wanted to get a hold of you, how can they reach you? I don't know if you want to share your phone number or not, but if you want to share your email and website, that would be great.
thank you. And I did want to let you know, Nani, I'm pretty sure I filled out that profile, but if I didn't, you let me know.
I will.
So I understand what you mean about the profile. So, yes, our website is retailalliance.com. And my email is B for Beth Cook, COOK, at retailalliance.com. Reach out to us. You can reach out to us on the website. You can email me. You are amazing. This is so much fun. I want to talk to you much longer than this.
I know, but listeners may not listen to it if you make it too long. So we want
I
to make
got
it
that.
kind of
I
short and
totally
sweet.
get that.
But we can definitely do another one, especially if you start up those mentor programs, because I know you were doing some of those, or if any of those particular individuals want to connect with me and talk about things, that would be great. So, as a tidbit, is there a special tidbit for a business that you want to share before we sign off?
I would, and actually, it does have to do with our crops program. So we are getting ready to launch our crops program on January the 31st, and you can get a scholarship. I have a few scholarships left for Peninsula members if they would like to come on board and take advantage of that scholarship. And probably my last tidbit would be, as a retailer or as a business owner, flexibility. We all have to learn how to be flexible. I think that is what we tell our retailers all the time. Every single one of my coworkers, I have no doubt the CEO, they ask us, what would you tell a retailer? And we say, we
Mhm.
ask our retailers to be flexible because in the world we live in, it's ever changing and ever evolving. So
I agree. Flexibility is one. I have learned that, we just have to evolve. Definitely 2020 and 2021 have definitely put us in a mode that we have to have a contingency program. We have to have something of flexibility and kind of work in the dynamic in which we're currently living. Well, Beth, it was a pleasure. Usually we talk a lot face to face. It was great connecting with you, and we'll be able to share this with everyone else. Again, for those of you that are not part of our PWN network, it's Peninsula Women's Network. We do have a website, peninsulawomen'snetwork.com. You can go in there and see different events that are going on as women business owners, or even as women. If you're wanting to connect with other women, please come out and join us at one of our events. Thank you so much and have a great day.
bye.